What if I told you the most gifted hockey player of this generation was once told he was too small, too fragile, too hyped to handle the pressure? What if the next Wayne Gretzky wasn't born in a spotlight, but built in the freezing mornings of a Canadian rink, outskating everyone not just with skill, but with obsession? This is the real, unbelievable story of Connor McDavid, and you'll be stunned when you hear what happened during his most iconic seasons. Moments that turned doubters into believers, and believers into witnesses of greatness. Let's go back to where it all began. Connor McDavid was born in Newmarket, Ontario in 1997. Like most Canadian kids, he fell in love with hockey before he could tie his own skates. But from the start, there was something different about Connor. He didn't just watch the game, he lived it, breathing hockey every waking moment. While other kids slept in, Connor was already on the backyard rink, pushing himself until his cheeks were raw from the cold and his fingers stiff from hours of practice. His parents, Brian and Kelly, saw the fire in their son's eyes. He wanted to be great, not just for a moment, but forever, and he'd pay any price for it. By the time he was 6, McDavid was skating circles around older kids. By 10, he was breaking scoring records in local leagues. And by 12, coaches were telling anyone who'd listen, this kid is special, he's going places. But greatness never comes easy. As a young teen, Connor was considered too slight for the punishing world of major junior hockey. Scouts whispered that the hype was too much, that he would break or burn out. But Connor McDavid thrived on doubt. Every game was a statement, every shift a chance to silence critics. At age 14, he broke minor hockey records with the Toronto Marlboros, racking up points at a pace that made headlines across Canada. He dominated every tournament, every level. That's when the OHL made him just the 3rd player ever to earn exceptional status, allowing him to be drafted a year early into major junior hockey. In 2012, the Erie Otters made him the 1st overall pick, and suddenly, the entire hockey world was watching. He was just 15 years old, playing against 20-year-old men, but you wouldn't have known it. In his first OHL season, McDavid posted 66 points in 63 games. Rookie of the Year. The next season, he exploded for 99 points. By his final year, Connor was putting up numbers not seen since the days of Crosby or Tavares. 120 points in 47 games, 49 more in the playoffs, and a shelf full of awards. CHL Player of the Year, OHL Playoff MVP, and more. The Connor McDavid sweepstakes became the story of the 2014-15 NHL season. Teams at the bottom of the league were openly accused of tanking for a shot at him. Every hockey analyst, every talk show, every sports fan had an opinion. Was he the next Gretzky or just the next cautionary tale? On April 18th, 2015, fate made its choice. The Edmonton Oilers won the draft lottery, claiming the right to select McDavid 1st overall. The city erupted in celebration. Jerseys sold out overnight, and for the first time in decades, hope returned to northern Alberta. But the real test was just beginning. Connor entered the NHL carrying the hopes of an entire franchise. A franchise desperate to recapture its dynasty days. He dazzled in his first few games, scoring his first NHL goal and notching highlight reel assists that had seasoned pros shaking their heads. But then, just 12 games into his rookie year, disaster struck. A hard crash into the boards broke his left clavicle. The city held its breath. Would the Phantom's story end before it really began? Most rookies would have wilted. Connor came back stronger. After missing 37 games, he returned to the lineup and played like a man possessed, finishing with 48 points in just 45 games. Rookie of the Month 3 times, a finalist for the Calder Trophy and the NHL's All-Rookie Team. He wasn't just living up to the hype, he was rewriting it. The following season, McDavid was named captain of the Edmonton Oilers at just 19, the youngest full-time captain in NHL history. The move stunned the league, but Connor responded with the kind of season legends are made of: 100 points, the Art Ross Trophy as the league's top scorer, the Ted Lindsay Award from his peers, and most importantly, he carried Edmonton back to the playoffs for the first time in 11 years. And when the bright lights of the playoffs came, McDavid didn't shrink, he soared. End-to-end rushes, clutch goals, and an energy that lifted the entire city. Edmonton fell short of the Stanley Cup that spring, but it didn't matter. McDavid had arrived as the NHL's new superstar, but the journey was never easy. Each season, the expectations grew. In 2017-18, he scored 108 points. In 2018-19, 116 more. The trophies kept piling up. Another Art Ross, more Ted Lindsay awards, and in 2019, his first Hart Memorial Trophy as league MVP. But even as McDavid lit up the regular season, the Oilers' playoff dreams kept ending early. Critics started asking, could the most talented player of his era become the greatest if he couldn't deliver a championship? In April 2019, a moment of terror nearly changed everything. During a game against Calgary, McDavid crashed into the post at full speed. The result, a torn PCL, torn meniscus, cracked fibula, injuries that could have ended his career. Doctors warned he might never be the same, but Connor once again refused to listen to doubt. Instead of surgery, he chose a relentless rehab, pushing himself through pain and uncertainty for months. When he returned the next season, he looked even faster. The numbers tell the story. In the pandemic-shortened 2020-21 season, McDavid averaged 1.88 points per game, the highest in the NHL since the 1990s. He racked up 105 points in just 56 games. Another Hart Trophy, another Art Ross, and, perhaps most impressive, a new standard for speed and creativity. Defenders called him uncoverable. Coaches said, you just hope he doesn't embarrass you. Yet the ultimate goal remained elusive. The Oilers struggled in the postseason, losing to Chicago in the play-in round in 2020 and being swept by Winnipeg in 2021. For all his genius, McDavid couldn't win alone. Hockey fans wondered if he was destined to become the best player never to win. But the story wasn't over. In 2021-22, McDavid and the Oilers caught fire. He posted 123 points in 80 games, then went nuclear in the playoffs. 33 points in 16 games, leading Edmonton to their first conference final in 16 years. His end-to-end goal against Calgary in the Battle of Alberta became an instant classic, replayed on every sports highlight show. But the dream run ended in the Western Conference Final against Colorado. It was a heartbreak, but McDavid's response? Go even harder. The following year, he produced a season for the ages. 64 goals, 89 assists, 153 points, the most in a single NHL season since Mario Lemieux in 1996. He claimed his 6th Art Ross Trophy, another Rocket Richard, another Hart, another Ted Lindsay. He reached 850 points before turning 27, faster than any player in the modern era. Teammates and rivals alike admitted, there's just nobody like him. But what about the Cup? The question followed him everywhere. In the 2023 playoffs, McDavid led all players in points, again, but Edmonton fell in the second round to Vegas. It didn't matter. Connor McDavid's impact was now bigger than stats. He'd inspired a new wave of young stars. Connor Bedard, Jack Hughes, Tim Stutzel, all called him their role model. Rinks across North America were packed with kids wearing number 97. By 2024, McDavid was more than a player. He was a movement, the fastest player ever to reach 900 points, the face of the NHL's new era, a global ambassador for the game. His humility, his work ethic, his focus on team over self, they made him a legend even before the Hall of Fame started carving his plaque. The 2024-25 season cemented his legacy further. He notched his 1,000th career point, broke Oilers' assist records, and continued to play at a level that left fans and analysts in awe. He wasn't just the fastest skater or the slickest stick handler. He was the heartbeat of a franchise, the idol of a generation, and the engine that kept Edmonton dreaming every spring. Through injuries, playoff heartbreaks, and the crushing weight of expectation, Connor McDavid never stopped chasing greatness. Off the ice, he used his fame to give back, launching youth hockey programs and championing mental health awareness for young athletes. In the summer of 2024, he led Team Canada to World Cup gold, dominating the tournament and winning MVP honors on the international stage. But still, that last chapter, the Stanley Cup, remains unwritten, and maybe that's what keeps the fire burning. So what do you think? Is Connor McDavid already the greatest player of his generation, or does he still need that one final triumph to stand shoulder to shoulder with Gretzky and Lemieux? Drop your answer in the comments below. Will the next season be the one that finally turns Edmonton's hope into history? Or is McDavid's story already the ultimate hockey legend? Subscribe for more untold hockey journeys and stick around, because the Connor McDavid era isn't over yet. Not even close.